Hey guys, welcome to Black Hollywood's Sports Weekly. We are your weekly place to get your sports news and also news, pop culture, events. Today we have a very, very special guest, Jeneba Tarmoh. She's an Olympian. She's a sprinter, very fast, very beautiful, very smart. So stay tuned, and we got a good show for you guys in store tonight.
You are tuned into Black Hollywood Live Sports Weekly.
Hey. Who requested this?
Jeneba Tarmoh requested this.
Okay.
You should know the words. Are you rapping the words?
I don't know the words, but
That's okay.
This is that gold medalist playlist right here.
Everybody don't know the hook though.
So every week we have our guests pick the song, so you can always tell how crunk they are or how lit they are by the song they pick.
Oh, yes.
Are you lit?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
okay.
a new word. We adopted that last week.
Lit.
Guys, again, you're watching BHL Sports Weekly every Thursday night at 7 o'clock. I'm your host, Erica Renee Davis. You can find me on Snapchat, Periscope, Twitter, Instagram at Erica Renee D.
I'm your boy Andre. You can find me at Instagram and Twitter at I am Andre. AUNDRE. You know what it is.
Hey, I'm Rheina. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Rheina_Ale.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Joshua Johnson. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and as of today, you can find me on Snapchat at JJ the Talented.
AKA Milk
Finally, Jeneba, tell all of the party people out there where they can find you on social media.
I'm on all of them.
Okay.
Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I need to get a Periscope though.
Yes.
But Snapchat and Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, it changes. Jeneba Sylvia, Jeneba Tarmoh, or J Tarmoh.
Okay, make sure you guys go follow her because she's a good follow. And as always, follow all things Black Hollywood Live on blackhollywoodlive.com. Follow us on Instagram, presently at The Branded Athlete. We're going to be changing that soon, but go follow us now at The Branded Athlete. And follow all things Black Hollywood Live on Twitter at BHL Online. Now, Josh, you want to do the honors?
You were talking about follow. This girl's so fast, you always going to be following behind her.
I can't follow. Yeah, I can't catch up.
You won't catch up. But in the house tonight, we have Texas Aggie. We also have Nike-sponsored 100, 200-meter sprinter, Team USA, Olympic gold medalist, Miss Jeneba Tarmoh is in the house. And I was talking about how you was going to mess up. Every time I say it to myself,
Jeneba.
Thank you.
Got it.
Every time I say that, I want to say Jeneba for some reason, but it's Jeneba.
Jeneba.
But she is here with us tonight.
Thank you guys for having me. You made me sound so good. I'm like, wow.
But you are good.
That girl good. That girl good.
That girl fast. Thank you.
So, Jeneba, tell us about how you became a track star and your journey into becoming a collegiate athlete and now, of course, a professional athlete.
I would say that I was kind of pushed into it by my parents.
Stage mom.
Yeah, the high school coach saw me running one day, and he came to the house and he said, if your daughter comes to train with me in high school, then I can get her a full scholarship to college. So what parent is going to say she can make up her mind on that? My parents were like, yeah, she's going. Let's make it happen. So that's exactly how I started off, and I started to slowly like it a little bit, but I was a very shy girl growing up. So the fame and like the notoriety, people just started knowing me too quickly, and I was just really, really shy. But then I just had to embrace it, So I went to Tennessee because I thought I was gonna enjoy the Southern comfort. I thought that the coach was amazing. I loved her so much, but it didn't work out that way, and didn't really like it at all. So I
didn't like the school. You didn't like the culture of the state.
I didn't like anything about
Tennessee.
So where were you coming from again?
I'm from San Jose, California.
Okay, so you come from California.
Yeah, that's a big culture shock. Yeah,
it's a huge culture shock. And then I went back to Texas, which I loved. And then I enjoyed the coach there. I enjoyed the training community. I enjoyed everything about Texas. But then I had to leave after a while because I felt like I grew out of it. College Station is a very, very small city. It's really just for college students. So I felt like I was on my grown woman stuff, and I just had to leave.
AKA, she was ready to turn pro.
I was ready, so I got my contract, and I left, and I came down to LA. I wanted to be by the beaches. I wanted to be by the water. I wanted to be closer to my family, and I just been here ever since, thugging it.
Wait, so look, so do you stay in the LA area or the Bay Area, or are you in between?
I stay in LA. I live in West LA, but then all the time I'm flying up north to Stockton. My parents moved from San Jose to Stockton, so I'm all the way up in Stockton all the time. I'll try to make my way to San Jose every now and then, but it doesn't happen too often.
So, like, growing up, were your parents or any of your aunts, uncles, relatives, were they athletes or were they into track, or just like gifted, like I was just fast and I should run?
My parents said that they ran when they were in high school, but you know, parents
That's what
always
they said.
they always say they did
something.
But I really was the black sheep of the family. I'm like the dark one out of my sisters. I'm the athletic.
Well, you're
one.
the blessed one then, girl. You're the blessed one. Hey.
There we go again. We as black people always making
She's the
it
blessed
light.
one. She's the
Light
blessed one.
and
Go
black,
ahead.
even
So
within our
my
own.
sister made me feel like I was adopted. She was like, "You see, you don't belong in this family."
See how we do? We need to change, people.
Yeah.
So, buddy, I was
Lame,
I was the black sheep.
That's
I
okay.
was
We got
the
something for
athlete.
her.
Yes.
Question: some of your biggest inspirations growing up, or I shouldn't say growing up because you kind of got thrown into track when you were a little bit older, but once you started running track, who did you look up to in the track world?
In the track world, I can say I never really looked up to any athletes, not because, I don't like athletes. It's just that I looked up to my coaches. They played a very pivotal role in getting me to the level that I was at and I'm at right now, but I just enjoyed the knowledge that they were able to give me, and just the comfort they gave me, knowing that I'm in something that's not really quite my element, but they always made me feel comfortable. So my coaches, my high school coach, my college coach, my professional coach right now, they're all amazing. I love them.
So my question is, have you ever ran from your parents when they was trying to give you a whooping?
That's a good question.
and you just made it like it was a wrap.
I wish that could happen, but for some reason, whenever I get scared or nervous, I freeze.
That's the mom thing.
Yeah.
I get so weak. So my mom,
That's
she
funny.
knew it was never gonna happen.
That's funny.
If I got scared by my mom, she didn't have to do anything. She just had to grab me by the shirt because I was not gonna move.
Okay.
Listen, let's talk Road to Rio. So are you getting ready? You're preparing, right, for 2016?
Yes.
So you're getting ready. You want to hit that Olympic trail really hard and make your way back on the team. Now tell me, how's training going so far?
Oh, it's going. Funny story. So today, I came back from Europe. I've been gone for 3 weeks. And then I got back. I told my coach I need Monday and Tuesday off. So he gave me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Nice. Today, he came and he hit me hard. We were maxing in the weight room. And then we had to go on the track. And I did this crazy workout that I've never done before. And I couldn't even lay, usually I'm laid out like this. But my head was just I was just so sad in the workout. And then I'm eating lunch and I catch a cramp in my hamstring. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry. I got to get up and stretch.
No.
So practices are going well.
Practice is going well. What does a gold medalist Olympic sprinter eat?
It just depends on their mood. I definitely try to eat healthy most of the days. I told myself I want to be on a seafood diet. I'm very spontaneous like that. So one day I woke up and I said, I'm going to do the whole seafood diet thing. So for breakfast, I'll eat cream of wheat with chia seeds and honey in it. For lunch, after practice, I'll probably have a salad with crab salad and Italian dressing and sprinkle some grapes on top of that.
Imitation crab or real crab?
Imitation crab.
I gotta
Imitation
ask.
crab. Sprinkle some grapes and Italian dressing with that. And then for dinner, I probably have salmon, mashed potatoes, and some veggies.
Sounds good.
And I cook all of that.
She
can cook.
She want all her points on the board.
That's right.
You'll give me my credit.
That's right.
Well, my next question would be then, does that mean, how's the love life going?
Ooh.
Right?
What the?
I'm single. There is no love life. So.
Hey.
Because she's getting ready for Rio.
She's about her business.
Back
She's about her
to the
business.
track.
So wait.
To the track.
So 400, 100, 400, 100, 4x100, or just tell me your events, I should ask you.
I run the 100 and 200, and if they ask me to, I run the 4x1.
Fastest times.
10:93, 22:23.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did a little track back in my day.
Me too.
I did a little 100, 200.
Me too.
How do you prepare for a race, mentally, or even if you have any rituals that you do at home? How do you prepare for it?
I try to do everything that can keep my mind off of the race.
Oh, okay.
A lot of times you think about things so much, it's mentally draining. So if I wake up, I read my Bible, I meditate, I focus on some key points, tell myself I need to focus more on myself and, be one with God. And then I also try to practice peace through my meditations. And then I just listen to music, I watch movies, I read books. Everything that can keep my mind off of running, I do.
That's awesome.
Now, this is, not that you partake in adult beverages, but we were talking about adult beverages before the show. If you were, what would be your favorite adult beverage when you're not in season?
Not in season. Let's see. It just depends on my mood. I'm a Bailey's on ice kind of person.
Okay.
But I will make a mixed drink. I like vodka and Sprite, stuff like that. Adios. Long Island iced tea. I love them.
Okay. What type of music do you listen to? Like when you're before practice, like to get you hype or anything? Like do you
listen to everything? I'll go from old school. I'll listen to the Disney Pandora station.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
That's funny.
I listen to reggae, Bay Area rap.
Hey. Who's your favorite
African
Bay Area
music.
rapper though?
E40.
Hey, I knew that.
Everybody's got choices.
Tell me when to go.
Okay, so we're gonna put you're already in our hot seat. So talk about this week's hot takes in the sports world. You're gonna chime in. You're gonna jump in right on in the argument with us. We like to fuss. We have to always warn our guests. We're very adversarial here at BHL Sports Weekly. So you are just now part of the family.
Nice way of putting it.
You're no longer a guest.
Thank you.
Yes.
And if you don't know what to say, just agree with me.
Agree with me.
No, never agree with
always
him.
right.
Let me tell you.
He'll get it right like 1 in 20. He'll get it right.
Okay.
If you don't know,
We got it on tape, brother.
goodness.
whatever the blue shirt said.
So
We
the
got-
NBA's former NBA player Delonte West is on a downward spiral, has been for several years now. He was recently spotted wandering around a Houston area. Why are you laughing? You're laughing already. The picture, huh?
That picture funny.
He was recently spotted wandering around a Houston area Jack in the Box parking lot without shoes. So he went from being, one of the most important players on the Cavaliers to succumbing to his bipolarism. We want to know from you, and I want to know from you guys, should the NBA, or what should the NBA and the NHL and NFL and other major professional leagues do to help their players cope with mental health issues and with substance abuse issues?
Well, when I first read the article, my first question was, where's his family?
Mm-hmm.
Are they closely involved with him? Have they abandoned him? What's going on? But if people feel that, NBA should help, I think that it should only be for a limited amount of time.
Okay.
They should not help them for too long because they grow some kind of codependency that we do not want to support. So yes, they should help, but only for a certain amount of time, and there should be like a one and done, no tolerance rule.
Oh wow. Okay, she's hardcore, Dre.
I'm very hardcore.
That's
You
super
thought
hardcore.
she was hardcore.
Yeah, that's hardcore.
I think once you get done with your sport, then it's on you. It's your life. It's your decision. Whatever you do, the choices that you so choose to make, even as an athlete. I mean, when you are an athlete, if you do something that's dumb enough or foolish enough that gets you in trouble, then you get suspended or you get kicked out of the league or whatever it may be. So I think once you're done, man, and it's up to you to either use your money wisely, smartly, or to blow it or to do whatever you want to do. And that's all you can do, man. You can't control. They're grown women and men, just like we are. We make our own decisions every day. If you worked at Walmart and they fired you the next day, they wouldn't be worrying about what you were doing after. That's your decision.
That's true. I feel when I was reading through this article, I felt that sometimes with athletes, their identity is all about their particular sport. Sometimes with certain people, all they know is basketball. All they know is football. So when that doesn't happen anymore, some people aren't prepared to, like, what am I worth? What do I do now? So I think that's kind of what happened to him. I think a quote said he was like, "Oh, I used to be Delonte West. Now I'm
not about that life
not
anymore."
about that life anymore."
Yeah.
But as far as I think I agree with Dre. Like when you are not part of the NBA or NFL or whatever, it's your choice. You're grown. I think it is a serious issue. There should be organizations or nonprofits like Brandon Marshall has Project 375 that helps athletes or anyone with mental health issues. So I think the NBA could have some sort of organizations like that to help them out.
Yeah.
But hold on, though. When us regular folk lose a job, I mean, we got that for 6 months. We at least have that Cobra coverage. You know what I mean? Like, you got that coverage after the fact that you can still kind of rely on. You pay more for it, but you still got it available. So if you're going to go after the NBA or after your sport, I mean, I think it would be beneficial to still have at least a limited time afterward that you could have access to some support. Now, these guys are going to do what they're going to do regardless.
Right.
So when it comes to substance abuse, it's usually other issues at play that cause them to have to depend on the substance.
True.
So if they can provide some kind of counseling outlet that these guys can make use of to figure out what else is going on in their life that they can kind of deal with until they can, I think that will be more helpful for guys like this.
But I think you got to realize that athletes, honestly and truly, we've been kind of catered to all of our lives. Like, I was a professional athlete. I played in college. We kind of always do get catered to, and we don't learn how to grow up and do things on our own. You know what I mean? So at what point do you stop that? You know what I mean? You can't disable a guy so much to a point where you never let him live and grow and have to deal with his own decisions. You know what I mean? That's his life. You know, at that point, once you're done with your sport, they've aided you. There's substance programs that's pretty much in place with every sport, and they help you as much as they can. But when you're done, it's like, you got to let that man grow up and be a man, because you can't help him for so long.
See, okay, so I guess I'm going to kind of take both sides. I think that because when you're an NBA player, an NFL player, so much of your life is dedicated to that sport. So kind of like veterans, I'm not trying to compare being a veteran to the trivial nature of being a professional athlete, because when you really look at it, it's trivial. Being an athlete to being a veteran is trivial. But I do feel like there should be long-term help, because the NBA can afford it, the NFL can afford it. They're multi-billion-dollar corporations. You can afford to take care of your athletes after the fact. I feel like if you're vested, or if you've been in the league for X amount of years, you deserve, like, I've given you, I filled your stadiums, I've packed your arenas, I've gotten you to playoffs. Like, you can take care of people
But
past
there's
6 months.
multi-billion-dollar companies that same thing. I mean, that doesn't mean that they don't have the money or the resources aren't there. But once you're done, you're done. Even if you work for Apple or whatever it is, you know what I mean.
So there are certain services though that are still available to you after your employment for a limited time, and I'm saying that they should incorporate that into professional sports. Now, I'm not saying for the rest of their life, but for a limited time.
I think it should be for a long. Were you gonna say something, Jeneba? Okay. I thought you were getting ready to argue with us.
Turn up.
Oh well, okay. So that leads me to the next point. If this were a Kobe or a LeBron wandering around McDonald's parking lot with no shoes on, or a Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, we expect that of him. But
He's coming to the Clippers, man. You better stop that.
listen,
No, he's not.
and he would still be wandering around Jack in the Box, looking crazy in 5 years. I would not be surprised. But if it was a KD or a LeBron, Jeneba, would the league handle that differently?
I don't think they would.
You don't think so?
I think what will happen is the league is more concerned about their own branding. So they'll say, well, this is ruining our name. We have to get this out of the media, get this out of the scene as quickly as possible.
And furthermore, a star like Kobe would not be doing that in the first place.
Well, I mean,
so take Kobe's name out your mouth.
But hold on. I mean, mental health is. Delonte West did not just wake up one morning and say, "Oh, I'm just gonna go wander around in the hospital gown."
No, he woke up
Jack
one
in the
morning
Box.
and said, "Hello, Mrs. James. How are you?" That's what he did.
Oh my gosh.
For real, though.
You remember that?
That's
I
what they
I
say.
remember he's
Crazy.
LeBron's stepdaddy. So
That's
LeBron,
what they say.
But he's suffering from a mental health. He's bipolar. He did not choose that life. So I don't know. I can't ridicule him for that. I know if Kobe or LeBron or KD or a big marquee player was going through the same exact thing, the NBA, I don't care how many years after the fact, would step in and make a statement and say, "Here's our new initiative on mental health."
I
That's
agree
what
with
think.
that. I agree with that.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree
at
with
all.
No.
They would because those guys are their marquee. They represent
Yeah.
the
matter,
NBA
though.
much
Doesn't
more than
matter.
Delonte West. So they would definitely step in and say,
If
"We
that
gotta change
program
this."
was going to be in place, that program would be in place
Let's
already.
move
You know what I
on.
mean?
Yeah.
And maybe down the line, maybe. But how much have they been talking about Delonte West in the NBA?
When
in the news?
none, but again, because
Exactly, none. And it ain't matter
They
who
don't
it
handle
is, they ain't talking
controversial
about it.
issues like that. Their primary job is to get athletes to play, and that's about it. If you don't play, you're out.
Period.
Yeah,
It's been like that since college. We knew that.
It's a cruel
when we signed
world.
up.
It's also a cruel world, and your old neck of the woods, the University of Tennessee. You guys, your old alma mater is in the news.
You got out right in time.
Rheina.
Yes. So February 9th, 6 unidentified female student athletes filed a lawsuit against University of Tennessee, saying that they were raped by football players, and they accused the basketball players as well. So with that being said, the coaches, 16 head coaches, male and female coaches, came together in a press conference to kind of attack those allegations. There hasn't been two other females stepped up today. So we're expecting to have like more. Well, I don't know what's going to happen, but more people are starting to say how they feel or what happened to them. So these women claim to be sexually assaulted by the athletes. So how do you think these allegations are going to affect the University in Tennessee and their athletic department? Like whether if it's like with future recruits, or how do you think that would happen? It's going to affect them.
I really don't think the allegations are going to affect them. I have a feeling that what they're going to do is try to get this brushed under the rug as quickly as possible. It's not going to affect them at all. If they're producing good athletes, if they're doing good things, nothing bad will happen.
And that's what's so sad, because we live in a society where if you are playing in a professional sports atmosphere or college sports, which is basically professional sports, and you're producing and winning and you're bringing in the millions, it's sad. We just we sweep it under the rug. And today, or the past couple of days, Butch Jones has come under fire for allegedly telling one of his players that he was a traitor for taking up for one of the women who allegedly was raped. So you see it, like coaches and administrators, they make allowances for bad behavior.
For certain bad behaviors.
For certain bad behavior.
With women being sexually assaulted, I don't think it's a big enough issue for them to say, yeah, we have to fix this. But if it's something like, I don't know, say that there's a gay player that got discriminated against, that would be a bigger issue.
That's interesting. That's an interesting point.
What about you guys?
I agree with what you said, but at the same time, I think that absolutely it's going to affect. It may not affect internally, like the people who's already there, like the athletic directors, the coaches, the players there, but it will absolutely affect the recruiting. I think as a parent, if I was reading this and I had a 17, 18-year-old young boy who I've kind of sheltered, he's been in high school, and now I wouldn't want him to go to a program like that. Why, when you can go to another, if you have multiple scholarships, I'm saying, no, we pulling that one. You're not going there, so you got 10 other schools that you can pick from, but we not picking that one. And I think absolutely some parents are going to do that, and I think it's going to absolutely affect the recruiting a little bit. And because that's it's not even the players, that's the parents. I would try to protect my kids as much as I could as well, personally.
See, I believe the opposite. I feel like internally it would affect, because when you have scandals like this in the school, a lot of times they end up cleaning house. They end up asking some people to resign. They change the athletic director. They even change the school president sometimes. They get rid of some people. And now with the recruits, I don't think it'll affect any kind of recruiting, because it's still a big name university, first and foremost, and they're always going to attract people. So you don't have a school like Tennessee, attracting all these people with their reputation, all of a sudden going down to nothing and getting no recruits.
Yeah.
They're still going to get recruits, because the school will come out and say, we dealt with the problem, it's fine now. Let's still send your daughter, your son here, because everything's back to normal. So
this situation kind of reminded me about the Jameis Winston case at FSU. He was accused of raping a female student, and Florida State settled with paying a fine and 5 years of sexual assault classes available for students. So I think that the universities, they are going to sweep it under the rug and just say, oh, it's not going to happen. But when it comes to recruits, because it's a football school, because if it's a huge, Tennessee it's a small, it's not a small school, but like that whole community is University of Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's it. It's
Women's
football.
basketball?
Women's
Yeah.
basketball. Well, not this year, but it was Pat Summitt. Pat Summitt, her legacy, but it's not going to affect these recruits. I don't think so. I think parents do shelter their kids, but when it comes to what would help their career, I don't know. I don't think that would affect.
Why did you leave Tennessee?
It just wasn't for me.
I didn't know. I'm asking, was there a scandal that prompted you to leave?
Well, there kind of was a scandal, but it was different. The scandal occurred after I decided to leave. But I wanted to leave just because the coach I went there with wasn't there. And then there was some shady business with the head coach. Felt like he was trying to cover his butt a little bit more. Like we said, the institutions are always going to protect themselves before they protect the athletes. Yeah. And I think that's exactly what happened. So I kind of felt it in my spirit, this is not the place for me, and I just had to leave.
Okay.
These women who came and filed the lawsuit, they went to University of Tennessee 2012 to 2014. So obviously they weren't recent athletes, which brings me to the next question. So Peyton Manning, a student at University of Tennessee like 20 years ago, and his lawsuit got brought up out of nowhere. A trainer during the time said that he sexually assaulted her, and there wasn't any they didn't charge anything against Peyton Manning or anything. We didn't really hear about it. We heard about it, but I think back in the day, social media didn't exist.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it didn't, obviously. So not a lot of people, it didn't get media coverage like this is getting right now. So can we compare this issue with Peyton Manning to the Bill Cosby issue? It was over 20 years ago when it was brought up. So what do you think about that?
It definitely can be compared. I think these are two big name men in a certain community, and they are definitely being approached by women.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what my opinion is on it, it's different. I feel like we should hold the individuals accountable, but it definitely can be compared.
Yeah.
Yes. I think so as well.
Okay, so both of them are squeaky clean, or they were.
Right.
They were.
Right.
I think it's hard to compare because Peyton Manning, I'm not making any excuse. Like, if he put his balls in that girl's neck, whatever he did, that's allegedly what he did.
That's allegedly
what he did. He put his balls on the neck?
That's
Yeah.
why I was like, they need to be held accountable.
Yeah.
But he said he
Don't
just
laugh,
mooned
Dre.
his team. He said he mooned his teammates. She said he put his balls.
His balls on
on,
neck.
on her neck. Like, which part of her neck?
I
Like,
don't-
was it this neck?
Oh,
I'm
the
not,
right
I'm
side.
not,
neck?
I'm not doing
Why
that with
is
y'all.
she down there, though?
I'm saying.
That's some shady
well,
business.
hold
She
on.
was inspecting his foot.
Yeah, so apparently
So-
he shifted his body weight off of the trainer's table, and he shifted his way off the trainer's table and basically teabagged her neck. So do not. Okay, listen. So what I want to say, the only reason I even brought that up is because that was one offense, not to diminish the severity of it, but that was
Right.
one offense 20 years ago. Bill Cosby's incidents were one after another, allegedly. So Peyton Manning, I feel, was probably just acting like a entitled little frat boy, like a child.
Right.
Whereas Bill Cosby, his situation seems to be more of a sexual predator type nature. So
okay.
I know a lot of like the conversation on social media has been, look at this black man that we've crucified, but then look at this white man who we hold in high esteem. The difference, I think, is not particularly black and white. It is Cosby was drugging women every night of the week. They ended with a Y. You're laughing. I'm done with you.
Look, no,
I'm done.
I agree with you because there's only one situation with Peyton Manning, right? One allegation that we know of. And so at this point, do we know if it was true or not? Has that been determined?
No.
No.
No. Yeah.
Well, they settled. They settled for a few $100,000.
But that was
Oh,
probably
they
for the
settled.
university's sake, and that was
They
for
did.
his sake of not having,
Bigger
to
situation.
deal with it and have that whole litigation go through the process. But still, Cosby seems to have had a pattern of more than one of these incidents. So I don't. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just looking.
I don't think you can really compare the two. Although, a part of me wants to be like, ew, why are you making it? Why can Bill Cosby not get away with it, but Peyton Manning can't? But it's really not the same for me.
It's more
not.
about how these allegations were brought up 20 years after, and the Cosby issues were brought up like back to back, but why now?
They just don't carry the same weight. That's what I think. I mean, because you're
Sure.
looking at an incident where
Wait, the incident or the ball?
Yeah, like I mean, I ain't looking at the balls. You might be looking at the balls, but
Oh
I'm
my
not
God.
sure.
She
But
sacked
what
him?
I was. But what I'm saying
listening.
is, you know what I'm saying? We talking about balls on the neck and balls on the field. You know what I'm saying? Completely, you know what I'm saying, out of control. We shouldn't be talking about that. But nah, I think that it's just different. It's just
Right.
different.
Yes,
Like, you know,
it's-
this is
yes.
an ongoing thing. This was something that was really blew out of proportion and kept coming up. Now, if it's a bunch of necks and balls that come up, then maybe you can talk about that. But I think at this point, it's just a dumb thing that he did. And people been trying to bring... I think they want to see something bad on Peyton Manning's name. They don't want to see him go out on top. And that's how it is. Sometimes when you're at the top, a lot of people are gunning for you. So.
Well, there's still women. I mean, there's still under trial, and more women are coming and saying that they have been assaulted by other athletes too, not just Peyton Manning, but there's basketball players involved as well. So we'll see what happens. No decisions have been made yet, but that's what's going on in Tennessee.
Tennessee.
And I didn't mean to make light
Good old
of
Rocky
it.
Top.
It was just it's funny hearing it, but not to make light of the situation because it's a real situation. So, But going from balls to bed bugs.
Balls to bed.
Balls to bed.
No, I'm skipping one. Let's talk about Latrell Sprewell. So Latrell, recently we had the Nevada caucus, and Donald Trump won the Nevada caucuses. And right after that happened, Latrell Sprewell sends out a tweet and giving his endorsements, congratulating Donald Trump for his win. Now, as a black man, as a human, as an NBA player,
as a thinking person. But go ahead.
He's entitled to his opinion, right?
Okay.
First of all, he's entitled to his opinion. But I just want to know what you guys think about Latrell Sprewell. Because lately we've seen him. Have you seen that commercial with Latrell? You haven't seen the commercial recently? Well, I feel like he's using this as a way to kind of make himself relevant again and come back into the eyes of the people. But I think it's kind of ridiculous that he would. It just hit me the wrong way.
He tweeted his support to say congratulations. I think he also said what he has. He says Donald Trump has his vote. Is that what he said?
Yeah, and this is actually before the Nevada caucus. He said Donald Trump has his vote.
So, thoughts, Jeneba?
What are your thoughts on this?
I need to know more information about this.
All we need to know is that
more.
anybody is supporting Donald Trump.
I mean, but if it's the day and age where you support the most obnoxious person. I mean, Yeezy has so many support fans, So if Donald Trump has it, it makes sense. Like, it's 2016.
Okay.
But look, you're a Nike sponsored athlete. Recently, Manny Pacquiao, who was a Nike sponsored athlete, he shared his opinion about it wasn't politics. It was something that he felt strongly about, and he was recently dropped by Nike because of his opinion. Now, should political opinion be shared the same way? Should it be viewed the same way? If your political opinion doesn't agree with the political opinion of the sponsoring company, should you be dropped?
No, because
it's an opinion.
Yeah.
Opinion. Everybody has an opinion. I shouldn't lose my job because I have an opinion.
True.
Pacquiao had an opinion.
Yeah, I think that's wrong.
wait, hold on. So Pacquiao compared homosexuals to animals. He said that if you are homosexual, you are worse than an animal.
Oh, that's so messed up.
That is messed up. He said that.
So do you think that he should have maintained his Nike contract for saying that?
I mean, has he done anything wrong apart from say what's on his mind?
Okay, that's interesting. No, that's I mean, that's because we all. I think you and I last week said that. I don't know what we said, but I don't think we said that, Jennifer.
Yeah, no, we didn't say.
I don't think we said that. But that's interesting. Okay.
But I just wanted to get your take on that because it's kind of
it's similar.
Each one has a belief.
Okay.
I mean, I think his belief is wrong. I think that's definitely wrong. I don't think you should certain things you shouldn't say, but I mean. It's his opinion.
Yeah, it's his opinion.
I don't think he should lose anything because he has an opinion about something.
I think Sprewell is just trying to gain relevance. But I also do agree with you, Jennifer, that we live in a reality world, social media-driven society, and that anything that, like you said, outrageous you can do or say is going to get you attention. And anything Donald Trump related is outrageous. So that's all. I can't even give any more airtime to that. I'm done.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. He's gonna get.
It's funny.
They said that he. I don't know if a rep said this, but I read that it was not him tweeting. I don't know if that's true, but either way, he is entitled to his opinion. But he's just gonna get a lot of backlash on social media for that.
I don't even think nobody cares that much. Like Latrell Sprewell, I mean. He create the spinners? Then the spinners
he had something to do with
the Sprewells.
And the same guy who was like, we're not getting paid enough in the NBA.
Right.
I got to feed my family kind of
Right.
thing.
Ain't nobody worrying about what he's saying. He trying. He
Latrell.
trying. He want people to worry about what he's saying, but I don't think they really care. But that Manny Pacquiao thing is out of line, though.
That's funny.
I mean,
it's fun. I mean, but you already know. You gotta know if you say something like that. You gotta know you're risking.
you can't compare people to animals.
You
Come
risking.
on now, like.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
We were upset when they said that Serena was like a horse, and they didn't even say that.
They didn't say that.
I wasn't upset.
I was upset.
She would do like a horse. I'm from Texas. She got one of them
Josh,
build things.
Look. Okay.
Like a horse.
Let's move on. So last week, during the game, it was Cleveland versus OKC, which is a good game, by the way. And I was actually surprised at that. But Cleveland ended up kind of blowing OKC out the water. But they did it without Kyrie Irving, who played about 9 minutes of the game, but had to sit out the rest of the game for some pain that he had in his back because the night before he slept at the Hilton Hotel, where the players were, on the couch, which is kind of weird. He slept on the couch, but claims that he was bitten by bed bugs, and that kept him from playing the next day. Which is kind of interesting. I don't know why he was on the couch.
Look at your face. Look at your face. You don't believe this story. I can already tell.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Hilton goes back and has the health inspector inspect, and they didn't find any bed bugs. So.
Oh, maybe he was at a brothel and not really the Hilton.
What was he doing?
Right.
That's what I'm trying to find out. How do we get to the bottom of this? Because he could have been doing something else that kept him from playing.
I think he was doing the wild style, and it got real, and it's just so sad how people will. I really don't think it has nothing to do with no bed bugs, and I think it's crazy how cats will risk not getting in trouble or risk not, say you did have somebody in your room, curfew, etc. That's not allowed. You can't do that. So I think athletes will say anything to protect their name and to protect their personality and protect their vision, and I think that's what he did. I don't think it had anything to do with that. I think the boy was doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing.
What?
At the expense of throwing Hilton's big name under the bus, 'cause that's a huge corporation. But now, let's say it did happen. Let's say there were bed bugs and he was bitten, and it was true. Do you think that Hilton should be liable anyway? Should the NBA or the Cleveland Cavaliers have pursued
No.
something like pursued some kind of legal action against Hilton because they're putting their player at risk, and that's money?
No, they should not.
They should have if it was proven, and it was bed because you putting a lot of.
I can't get over
that's
that. It was
gross.
bed
It's
bugs.
bed bugs.
That's gross though.
How would he know?
nasty.
What a bed like? What a bite looks like? What it
Right.
felt like? I don't know.
Well, what's your
Right.
opinion on it?
Yeah.
On the bed bug situation?
I think it's ridiculous. Once he told me, I thought immediately he was at a brothel or something.
Yeah, it was a joke. No, so let me ask you this, Jeneba. What is the biggest lie you've ever told when you've either broken curfew or did something that you weren't supposed to be doing?
That's a good
Ooh,
question.
she be putting people on the spot.
I don't lie.
Oh, come on.
What song did you request for us when we came in? I'm on my level, girl.
I'm sure there's been a time where you either broke curfew, you had somebody in your room that you weren't supposed to have, or you did something the night before a meet. Give us one of those instances. Give us your best Kyrie Irving situation.
So there's this dude that was hanging out at my place, and I kind of didn't want him to stay anymore, but he wasn't getting the hint. So I had my friend call me, and I went in my room and pretended that there was some serious situation. And I came out and I was like, I'm sorry, but I have to go. I'm not feeling good right now. But that was it.
That's not a good one.
Come on, wait a
That's not
minute.
juicy.
Do Olympic gold medalists have groupies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
So tell us a good groupie story.
Oh my
something.
gosh, this is baller alert.
Give us
now.
something juicy.
I mean, I can't tell y'all that kind of
Man,
stuff.
that's the team.
I'm not saying you can tell give me information about yourself.
anonymous
There's-
person.
Just a
there was
crazy
one
groupie
person,
story.
There's one lady that she is always in the lobby of every track meet we go to. And I'm talking about track meets in Stockholm and Zurich and London.
She's an
and
American?
Birmingham. No.
Okay, okay.
She's a groupie, and she's just in the lobby faithfully waiting for the next person to come pick her up.
What?
She's a reporter.
So she
A
follows
report-
the
Wait, she's a
the track
reporter, you
team?
said?
A reporter.
Oh, do you have
I'll
a, do you
write
have
it
a
down.
name?
Write it down.
I don't know her name.
We're gonna find
No.
it.
Oh my. Hey,
Can you give us a picture? Got a picture of her?
Does she have an Instagram?
Yeah.
do you have any hidden talents that we wouldn't know about?
Hidden talents. Yes and no. I can't think of any, but I know I have some.
Can you touch your nose with your tongue?
No, I wish I could though.
Can you sing?
I wish I could sing. I can't. But in my mind, that's my hidden talent. In my mind, I can do anything. Like I can outdance Ciara. I can outsing Beyonce. Like in my mind,
In your mind.
I am the greatest person in the world.
But when it comes down to it, okay.
Now this would be a hidden talent for a sprinter. What is your most consistent mile time?
Oh my goodness, 6:20.
You can run a 6:20 mile?
Consistent.
I was so frustrated. Yes.
That's good.
I'm sick for the rest of the week.
Oh, okay.
Serious.
But you can, okay. Because, sprinters are like, the mile, no thank you. No,
Where
thank you.
was your favorite race? Like, what place did you visit? What was your favorite
I
all time?
love racing. I love a lot of places I race in. I love racing in Cayman Islands. So beautiful. I love racing in Lausanne. It's amazing. Zurich is another nice one. Monaco. Beautiful. Those are my top ones. They're beautiful.
Do climate changes bother you? Like, I'm from Georgia, so when I go home and try to run outside, I can hardly do it.
They definitely do. I'm asthmatic, so going to certain places like Cayman Islands or Jamaica definitely gets me really, really bad. So I have to have my inhaler all the time, and if I have a really, really bad run, and if I'm getting really emotional, I can't breathe at all.
Ooh. So, what do you do? Like,
I have to really train myself. I have to calm myself down and take some few pumps.
So listen, we're 4 years past this, but now that I have you here, I want to ask you straight up, like, what happened in 2012 with the tie, and why didn't you run? And I remember when that happened, and I was like, why isn't she running? I want to see her do it.
I felt like it was an exploitation and a form of manipulation, and I just couldn't allow myself to do that. You know, I didn't have peace with that situation at all. I was just like, look, this ain't for me. Like, I don't think that God works in ways that allows confusion to come into a situation, you know?
Amen, church.
And that right there, it was a whole lot of stuff going on that I don't think was godly, and I don't want to use my talents for stuff that aren't going to promote the Spirit of God.
I like that.
Solid.
Now, after
Put the
Rio,
gavel down on that.
Right.
I know, seriously, life after Rio.
I actually, I have so many things I want to do. Let's see. Well, a secret that I've never told anybody. You guys are going to think
You got an exclusive.
I'm so bad, but I wanted to go back to school for psychology and get a certificate in sexology.
Oh.
Yes.
We were talking about the wrong topic today.
You want to get sex advice or something? Is that it?
Yes, I'm so in love with that topic. So.
Now,
You heard it here.
what's your background in it? I'm just kidding.
Getting live. Getting hot.
We have to talk about that off
Do you have
air,
training?
probably.
Bring her back and talk about it on air. You kidding me?
Yeah, we can get that exclusive.
For real, that's true exclusive. We appreciate that. That's love right there.
I want to be a psychologist, but I also I have a nonprofit organization where it gives kids Sierra Leone scholarships. So I just want to build that up some more, give some kids some schools to go to, you know, give them good shelters, and just be just a humanitarian, you know, help the world, help kids get some education.
Cool.
Quick question. If once your track season, your career is over, do you think that you could be a track coach?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Okay.
Well, look, tell us the name of your nonprofit so that the
Trees
people out there
by the
can.
water.
Trees by the Water.
Trees by the water. Okay.
And how can they
okay.
get more information about that?
We're going to have the website up very, very soon, but, you know, just stay updated with me. Go on my Instagram, my Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat.
Okay. And can you tell, because we're wrapping up, can you tell everyone exactly where they can find you?
Instagram, Jeneba Sylvia. Twitter, Jeneba Sylvia. Snapchat, Jeneba J. Tarmoh. And Facebook, Jeneba Tarmoh.
Okay. Guys, make sure you follow her. She's been so much fun, and we're going to bring her back to talk about
Sex.
sexology.
Yes, sir.
Sexology.
We want to know.
Yeah.
We want some pointers. We want some pointers. Dre needs some pointers. So we're gonna bring her back for that. Thank you guys for watching.
Bang,
BHL Sports Weekly. I'm Erica Renee Davis. You can find me on Snapchat, Periscope, Twitter, and Instagram at Erica Renee D. Dre.
Andre. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Andre, AUNDRE. Holla at your block.
And I'm Rheina. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter and Periscope at Rheina_LA.
And we just want to thank Jeneba for coming in tonight.
Yeah.
And once again,
Thank you.
I am Joshua Johnson. Find me on Instagram, Twitter, and once again, Snapchat now, as of today, at JJ the Talented.
Snapchat
That's
him
right.
there.
And as always, follow all things Black Hollywood Live on BlackHollywoodLive.com. Follow us at The Branded Athlete until we change our name, and follow
We have to figure out the
BHL
password.
on Twitter. I know, at BHL
password.
Align. Until next Thursday night, this is Sports Weekly. See ya.
Stay silent.
Bye.
From executives Kevin Undergaro, Dario Christie, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio, Instagram it at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
No, say who
Hollywood Redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.